to another video from theplayersaid.com. My name's Alexander, and I'm not here with Grant. I'm here today with James Buckley from PHALANX.
Hello.
We're looking today at Iron Blood, Snow and Mud, which is a new game that's coming from PHALANX. We're here, it's very loud, at the UK Games Expo. Grant couldn't make it over, so we're just going to have a look at this. We've sat down and played a demo of this, played a couple of turns, and you taught me how to play this. So this is a two-player World War II East Front game. So we've got Germans on one side, Soviets on the other, and as you can kind of see from the small box, this is a small format, low counter density game. And I was trying to throw it over to you and kind of give us a little introduction to what we're looking at here.
Okay, so this is a game on our Make Games Happen program, which is a pre-order program that we run. It's available for €20 to pre-order at the moment. It's a game that we hope captures everything you want from an East Front game that plays in an hour and a half. And by that, it captures really the sweeping advances of the Germans and then the slow build-up and pushback of the Soviets. It's low complexity and low counter density, so it should appeal to newer gamers, but it's got hopefully enough depth and strategy that's also going to appeal to your more seasoned grognards. And the latter bit's really because it has quite a really kind of clever and unique approach to movement, where you can convoy almost halfway across the board, but that means you really have to think about where you're going. Combat is resolved as much by where your supporting units are as how much strength your tanks or infantry has got. And if you go too far, Soviet partisans can kind of block you off and cut your supply lines, and being cut from supply is quite brutal. So as the Axis player, you've got like a lot of like really difficult decisions to make. Do I go straight to try and capture Stalin in Moscow? Do I go for a southern type of approach? Do I push quickly before the Soviet reinforcements come? Or do I build up my attack and cover my attacks? There's lots of different things to think about. Some brain burners, as I think you can testify.
Yes, yeah, and which for a small and short game is really, really cool. It's fun to see and to play, because the gameplay itself and the flow of the game goes at a very good pace. But there are times you're like, oh, how do I get it to work? How do I get to do what I need it to do? Because so much of the combat hinges on positioning your support units and getting dice, because the dice resolution is just you chuck a bunch of dice, and if you get double your opponent's roll, they're eliminated, and if you just beat them, I think they have to retreat.
Yeah, but retreating is where you lose most of the units, because you might block off your own units, so that's where you've got to think about.
Yeah, and so
which happens to you quite a lot.
Well, yeah, but it's so cool because you're like, oh, I'm trying to. If you get like, oh, I've got 1 million support units, but then if you fail in your attack and you have to retreat, you block yourself and you're dead one way or the other.
Yeah.
And so how you do that, how you kind of convoy and leapfrog your units around and make like really strong advances in a linear fashion, or you're trying to move a bit more laterally, I think it's really fun, and it's a lot to kind of consider and think about, and I think that's a real credit to the game. So when can we expect this? Because this is on pre-order now.
Yeah.
How far away are we from playing this?
Well, we need more pre-orders, so about I think I'm about 225 as of the start of June. So we need a few hundred more, hopefully, or if there's enough appetite out there, if people clearly want it, we might be able to fund it for another way. But it's a pre-funded order system, so I'm hopeful. The game's ready to go. It's all with DTP. The prototype's in really good shape. It's not going to take a lot to actually produce. So as soon as we get to the orders that we need, bang, it will come out. Like I said, it's only €20. We'll hope to deliver it quite quickly. So with a fair wind, it'll be out by the end of this year, and we want it to be out because at the low price point, I think it's going to do very well. And if people like this, we have plans to do other kind of games in the same system. Pacific, theatre, convoying across the ocean.
Yes, that would be
very cool. North Africa. So there's lots of things you can do with it. So we like the game as a system.
Yeah, I think that one of the big credits to this is just the sheer replay value. You set up all your units, and it's that how much thought you have to put into doing the stuff successfully.
Yeah.
And if you mess up one little bit, that can drastically change what that might look like, and then you've got to suddenly pivot tactics. And I just love games that are small and rich and that reward you. So your €20 goes a long way. Do we know, because I got to ask, distribution in the US, is that going to be something that's easy to get a hold of?
if it does very well, we might be able to make retail copies available, but otherwise it will be from the standard pre-order system, so there will be a postage as well.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you very much for showing me this.
Great.
This was a blast. So thank you very much, and cheers to everyone for watching. I know it's very loud, but I've been Alexander from PlayerSafe.com.